Hey, it's Chris again with C&H Auto Accessories coming from sunny Margate, Florida. And what do we have? Well, we have a Chevy Silverado where we did the Bak Flip MX4 on. And by the way, I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this YouTube video so you can click on it. It'll show you pricing and all that stuff. And there's actually some good news regarding the pricing. Real Truck has brought down a lot of the pricing, so you'll see the price on this will probably be a little less than last time you saw it. That's really good. By the way, if you have questions, that is our telephone number right there. You got good questions, we got great answers, and you can always ask us online. Now, I don't get to that as fast as I do to when you call, but either way, I'll get your answers taken care of. So come on over here. Make sure I got everything. Okay, we're good, because this thing likes to lock as automatically. So now, before we get into how it works, let's take a good look on how it looks. Now, they have made some small changes on here. The finish on here is a little slightly different than it previously. I think it looks a little nicer. It has a little bit more texture in it than it used to have. It's still a matte black finish, so it will match the truck very nicely. And I tell you, being in Florida, having the matte blacks is better because you know, the sun fades everything. So if it's already a matte black to begin with, it doesn't fade as much. Now, this is also a low profile cover. That means it's going to sit in the bed here, and it's just a little cleaner look here. Now, what I like about this cover, it has a great warranty. It's got a 5-year manufacturer warranty from Bak Industries. Now, because we're an authorized real truck dealer here, we're going to be able to double that warranty today because we installed it. So that 5-year goes to 10. Now, we also put a labor warranty on everything else we do on here for an entire year as well. So you got technically 3 warranties. You get your first 5 years, and your second 5 years, and the 1 year in the labor. Also, this has a 400-pound weight capacity. Now, that is evenly distributed here. So let's go here and open this up, and I'll start showing you some other things. Now, in Florida, actually probably anywhere, but preferably Florida, I always like a cover that has more than one piece of metal. Now, we do sell covers with one piece of metal, and I do have videos of those as well, and they're really good up north. Because of the heat down here, having, I'll kind of pull this up here, there's actually a piece of metal here, there's a piece of metal here, there's an insulation in between, and even this little finish here helps insulate the cover. Now, why is that good? Well, because it is so hot, if you have one piece of metal, the heat just goes right through it into the bed. And the problem with that is if you just went grocery shopping, you just picked up all your cold groceries and all your frozen stuff, and you put it in your bed and it just heats it up before you can even get home. You're cooking your eggs before you walk in your house. That is why I like having more than one layer, because it keeps the temperature more moderate in the bed. Like, for example, a lot of times people leave their golf clubs in their bed. Well, you don't know this, but the glue and the handles can go bad. That's right, with heat. So having, you know, the inside of your bed cooler, just like you're putting your tools in there, same thing. A lot of times these tools, the handles are glued on. The glue can go bad because it heats. So having a cover with more than one layer, this is technically 3-layer. The finish does help a little bit, but I still consider it 3 layers. 2 pieces of metals, insulation in the middle. So let's go here and show you some seals here. Now, you do have kind of like a dual seal here, and that does a better job at fitting the tailgate. And you got your little seal here. Now, this cover does have a drainage system, you can see right here. So if any water gets past the seal, instead of going into the bed, it goes in the drainage system. Got some tubes in the front here, it'll drain it right out. As well, it lets the water out in the rear here as well. Now, you can drive with this partially open, which is just like this. So now they do give you these little locking supports here. So we go and push that right into there. Now, there's 2 of these. For the video, I'm only doing 1. And this is important. As you're driving down the road, you don't want the wind to catch this. And it will catch it, by the way. If you're on the highway, this thing could slam on you, scare the living daylights out of you. So you always want to secure this. I always tell people, please do both of these. And of course, what's nice about this one, it does have a place to hold it, so it's not hanging inside the bed as well. Now, what is nice about this cover, if you notice, it's got these little pads right here, and that's basically when it goes like this, it's protecting the glass here as well. Now, this does sit below the third brake light. Why is that important? Well, a lot of the third brake lights will have cameras in there. This one does not, but a lot of them do have a camera there, especially with the new 360 videos and stuff. So this wouldn't block that when it is up. Now, when this is up, this will act as a headache rack for the rear window. Now, if you're not familiar with the term, it's basically will protect your rear window from damage. Like if you have something big in here and you hit the brakes and everything comes flying forward, instead of hitting the glass where you might have your family in the back, it'll hit this, and this will take the impact a lot better. Now, if you want to go down the highway with this, you can. But just like before, you got to lock this in place. So you got two of these supports. Now for the video, I'm only doing one, obviously, but you got to do 2 of these. Now, I see people going down the road all the time with only 1 support, and I always like, oh, don't do that, you know. But always use 2. Now, if you look over here, there is a pre-made hole right over here. I don't know if you can see it. That where we put the drainage system in there. So, I don't know if you see it right over there. So we did not have to make a new hole. So we're using existing factory holes. I always prefer not to make a new hole if I can afford to do it. Now, again, these go right into little things here. By the way, they did change the hardware from silver to black. So let me go over a couple little installation things you need to know about. A lot of people don't realize the General Motors pickup trucks, the GMCs and the Chevys, have a lot of gaps in the corner here. I'm going to close this here so you can see what I'm referring to. So right over here, a lot of times there's a lot of space underneath the cover. Now, they do give you a roll of foam, and that's for up here. But with the little extras of foam they're going to give you, go ahead and fill up as much as you can in the corner. Now, when we do the install here, we actually have extra rolls, and sometimes we'll use even more to fill in the corners. Basically, you want to keep as much water out as possible. Now, this is not going to be waterproof. These are not submarines, but the extra foam will help out a lot. So I always tell people, when you get these, keep in mind, you could, if you have a high pressure car wash or a really bad storm, you probably could see a little water in there. I had the guy the other day, he came here, I went through a car wash and I saw water, and I go, you know how fast that water is going? It's like 150 miles an hour hitting your car. It will find its way in there. I mean, these are not designed to keep that type of water out. It's designed for regular rain. But again, if you add a little extra foam here, maybe a tailgate seal at the back, that helps out a whole lot. So let's go ahead and close it here. Now you hear the little locking in place here. Now, it's funny, I don't know why I keep forgetting to tell you this. This is American made, and I find American made products are better. They really are. I mean, maybe back in the 70s they had some problems, but not today. American made stuff is really, really good. And I prefer American made because I just think it's a better product. Also, when you have warranty issues, American made is a lot easier to get parts for and stuff like that. So for whatever reason, I get amnesia, and I keep forgetting to mention one of the most important parts of this product. It's made here in the United States. So, but today I actually remember. I had my coffee and I remembered to tell you it's American made, and I find that real important. Now, when you close this up again, this has got a really nice tight fit here, so it's going to do a really good job of protecting your belongings in there. And this is great if you're going on a trip, you have all your stuff in there, you don't want someone taking it. Now, some small things they changed here. They got these little corners on here, which they didn't have before, so that's kind of one of their newer thing. And they actually secure these better, because the first time they came out, not so great, but they have redesigned these a lot better now. So I always like a company that's constantly fine-tuning this stuff. They're all small things they're doing on this. Like I said, the finish is slightly different. I notice it. I mean, most people, if you see this in my display, you can see the difference in the two. I like the changes they're making. You know, of course, I love when they redesigned this a few years back. They went with the longer warranty, a 5-year warranty, and of course 10 now. When they have something that long of a warranty, that's telling you as a consumer, this is a really well-made product. Now, they do make this with T-slot rails, and by the way, we have some in stock. If you're not familiar with that, if you look at my truck here, that has T-slot rails on it, and if you look at the truck over there, that has T-slot rails. And you can now buy this cover with a T-slot rail. It's not that much more money to get, and you can add racks to this. So if you want racks like this, you can get this one. Now, this one does not have the T-slot rails, but it is available for you. Again, great product. I tell you, I've been selling back products probably 25 years now. I mean, a long time. If you look at my videos, which I started about almost 10 years ago, which I have to thank my daughter. She's the one, you got to do it, and I don't have time for that. Of course, millions of views later, I'm like, well, maybe that was a good decision. Again, I'm Chris with C&H Auto Accessories, and this is a review of the Bak Flip MX4 on a Chevy Silverado. And don't forget, like and subscribe. We really appreciate that. Thank you.